What's going on, Buffalo State Hockey? My name is Evan Harrington. I am here with Buffalo State men's head hockey coach Steve Murphy for episode 10 of Mondays with Murph. We have an action-packed episode for this Monday. We're going to recap this past weekend of SUNYAC matchups and take a deep dive into the next week of SUNYAC matchups. All right, let's start off by recapping this past weekend. You guys went up against Geneseo, where the team lost 3-2. Talk about the game and what you thought were some of the reasons that led up to the loss against Geneseo in a SUNYAC matchup.
Well, I thought we took too many penalties. You can't take. We took 5 penalties, 2 in the third. In a tie game, you can't do that. I think you're playing with fire, and eventually you're going to get burned. And we did with whatever it was, 9 minutes left to go. But I thought it was a good hockey game for 60 minutes. I thought both teams played with a lot of speed and skill, and it was up and down. And they're obviously a really good hockey team. And we were right there with them, but they were obviously the better team that night. So it was a good 60-minute battle though. I was pretty impressed with the way we handled a lot of things, but just disappointed with the penalties towards the end of the game.
All right, on the positive note, another SUNYAC matchup the following day on the road. Our guys went into SUNY Brockport and got a big 4-3 win. Talk about the reasons that your guys went into Brockport on the road and got a big 2 points in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, we just changed our focus. Obviously we would love to have both games this weekend, but it was a huge 2 points. It was 2 desperate teams that kind of jockeyed for position in the standings, and we thought we played actually another good, pretty good 60 minutes for the most part. Fell behind 1-0 early, or at least after the first, and then kind of battled back the rest of the way. So it was good to salvage at least 2 of 4 in the weekend, and it was nice to just see our guys kind of regroup and reset and bounce back. A tough game that Brockport's tough on the road, so it was nice to see us get those 2 points.
Yeah, so obviously we won 4-3. So these 2 players we're going to talk about played an impactful role in getting the win. They both scored 1 goal apiece. The first one we'll talk about is number 18, Joe Glamos. He had a big goal in that game. Just talk about Joe's game in that game and just his play this season thus far.
Yeah, he's taken a lot of positive strides this year. Last year was kind of his first year, so just getting his feet wet with Division III and college hockey and the SUNYAC and stuff like that. And I think he's been really, really good for us. It's somebody that we can move up and down the lineup and really play with a number of guys. One of really the few guys that kind of does it all for us as far as even strength and PK and PP. And so it's nice to see him get rewarded on a nice power play goal.
All right, another player that I want to talk about, Jared Figueroa, number 14. He kind of dealt with a little bit of injury in the early part of the season, but he found his way back into the lineup, and then he got a big, much-needed goal, his first of the season against Brockport as well. So talk about Jared's play.
Yeah, like I mentioned Saturday nights, we need guys to start contributing that are typically in our bottom 6 and some secondary scoring, and it was nice for him to chip in. And Jared's at his best when he's using his speed and he's being physical and kind of getting right in the face of opponents and being F1 on the forecheck and controlling the puck low. And I think again, obviously coming off that injury, he had 1 game before that, and didn't really play to his strengths, but I thought he did that Saturday pretty well, and it was nice to see him get rewarded for that. And we need more contributions from guys like him moving forward here if we're to be successful.
All right, just one thing that I want to know personally from my observations. Obviously, the team had back-to-back wins against Lawrence University in the beginning of the season, but ever since then, the guys have not been able to pull back-to-back wins. Is there anything that you think the team should do to start being able to pull back-to-back wins, like going forward with some big games?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had the answer, obviously we would have already won back-to-back. I think we're still a young team. I know we have a lot of seniors, but you're coming off of a year where you were one of the worst teams in college hockey, or at least at the D3 level, and now you come here. I still think we're in the process of learning how to win and trying to close games out. And all of our losses have been in the third period, with 9 minutes or less to go in the game. So there's positives where you're right there, but we're also I'm also a little tired of us losing in the third, and we have won a few games too. We have pulled a few games out in the third period as well, but it's just that process of trying to close games and that balance of playing good defense and then converting on your offensive chances. So I mean, obviously it's we're playing 500 hockey cents, but I still think we're in pretty good shape here with the rest of the way and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully we're learning lessons along the way that can help us in the second semester.
All right, something that has been super successful for you guys this season, helping you get some of the wins and some of the games you've been able to pull out, has been the power play. On the season, the power play is 12 for 35 with a percentage of .343. Just talk about why the power play has been super successful this year for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got two good units that complement each other really well. Guys, they know we've had that the same, at least the consistency of having the same 4 or 5 guys on a power play unit. When you have that consistency and you're not changing it from a week-to-week basis like maybe we have in previous years, guys start to know where their teammates are on the ice, and the plays become that much faster. And we've tried to give it maybe 3 or 4 things that we'd like to see on the power play, but for the most part, I try to let them go out and sort it out themselves and kind of use their own hockey IQ and skill and stuff like that. And I think allowing that freedom, has helped, but it's been a huge part of our, kind of our 6 wins throughout the first half of the season. And I mean they're hot right now, and hopefully they can keep it up moving forward.
All right, let's take a turn to this set of weekends games. Again, 2 SUNYAC matchups, but we have back-to-back home games. Talk about the feeling of just having back-to-back home games, staying at home for the weekend.
Yeah, we want to close the weekend out strong, and 2 good opponents, both Oswego and Cortland, are playing good hockey right now. So it'll be a good challenge for us. And these are obviously a massive 4 points, and it's nice to have both games at home. And like I said, close out the first semester. We've been on the road a lot this first half, but 2 games that if we play to our capabilities and we manage the puck and compete and battle and win races, that we could very easily take 3 or 4, if not 4 or 4 points.
All right, so the first game is this Friday against Oswego State. The record is 7-4 overall with a 5-1 conference record. Talk about how the team is set to be matched up against Oswego.
I think they're a lot like Geneseo in a way where they want to get up and down and play a fast-paced game, and I think that's what we like to do as well. So it'll be a good test for us. They've kind of they've dropped 3 games in a row here, so they're going to be a real hungry team. And again, once you get in that SUNYAC play with teams knowing there's 2 points on the line, and as close as the standings are this year, like every point matters. So it'll definitely be 2 desperate hockey teams, and I'm looking forward to obviously seeing us go up against. I imagine they'll be ranked, so I'm looking for us to come out and compete and see what we can do against them.
All right, so the second set of games on this weekend slate is against SUNY Cortland. Their record is 5-3-1 overall with a 4-2 record in conference play. Talk about what Cortland brings to the table.
Yeah, they're a little bit more, a little bit different than Oswego. I'd say they're going to be pretty patient and kind of wait for you to make mistakes, and a little bit maybe more of a counter-attacking team. But they're playing good hockey right now, and they're winning some games. They beat Geneseo, whatever it was, a week or 2 ago, and so it's a team that we're kind of chasing in the standings. And obviously, being at home, you have to have some points out of that game. So it'll be a good test for us just to close out the first half and kind of that last measuring stick to see where we're at moving forward into the second part of the year. All
right, outstanding. That has been another episode of Mondays with Murph, officially wrapping up the 10th episode of Mondays with Murph. I mean, 10. I mean, what does it feel to get to that little milestone mark?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's your milestone. It's not mine. I just show up here.
You just show up for the show. But that has been another episode of Mondays with Murph. My name is Evan Harrington, and thank you always for head coach Steve Murphy joining me every Monday. And we will see you guys next Monday. Thank you for tuning in.